Back here in the top of the second, Jack Theo alongside you. The Blue Demons cut back into this game, only 6-4 now. Hockner still on the mound. And batting for the Redbirds will be Standish as time is called. Standish was walked, but it was a bases-loaded walk, which credits her with an RBI. She also scored as well, as that's a line drive to third base. And the throw in time for out number one. So a quick first out for the Blue Demons. And what was a sluggish first inning for them. But offense is able to do their thing. And now here in the second, the defense able to make a quick out number one. A nice throw by Elvers to Johnson on that play. So now it'll be Knight. Knight had an RBI single in the first inning as she takes strike one. The Redbirds as a team are 3-7 so far from the plate, as that one's lined, and that will be foul, and it'll be an 0-2 count. A lot of the Redbirds' offense came from 6 first-inning walks from Blue Demon pitching. They were 3 of 6 with runners on and 0 for 1 with 2 outs. They did leave the bases loaded to end that first inning, as here's the pitch outside. 4-1, the count goes to 1-2. The 2-strike count. Inside, count evens at 2. The pitch. Lined up the middle, shortstop able to glove it, the throw in time. What a stretch by Johnson. And what a grab by Gutierrez at shortstop. Now 2 outs in the inning. They'll be mashing. Who takes a look at strike one. Mashing on the day, 1 for 1. She hit a line drive in the right field. The 0-1 pitch. Mashing fouls that one straight back. And the count is 0-2. Hockner, the 0-2. Outside, 4-1. That one's going to be jammed and right to the second baseman, Cosgrove, for out number 3. So a quick 1-2 inning through the DePaul Blue Demons. Stay tuned as the hot DePaul Blue Demon offense has a chance to tie things or possibly take the lead.
Archer tries to jump on it. Throw in on the post. Here's Morrow, hook shot, that's on, and it goes at the buzzer!
Unbelievable!
The freshman does it again as she sends this one to overtime. Great feed down low, Archer couldn't hit the layup. 3-pointer, Morris in transition, what a shot!
That is why she is on the floor right now, and the Georgetown really wilting a bit under the defensive pressure of DePaul.
Couple bad inbounds passes, biting the Hoyas, and DePaul taking advantage.
See how critical it is to make these free throws. We have seen Anissa Morrow do it, and now Lexi held.
Got to get a shot up. Bolden Morris has to heave it. She does, banks it in at the buzzer, but no time will be left on the clock, and that will do it as DePaul with a very hard-fought win. 105-104, double overtime. Monica, these two put on a show today.
Back here in the bottom of the second as the Blue Demons still trail 6-4, but a 1-2-3 inning by Hocker gives a chance for this offense to build on the momentum. they built in that bound of first as well in that top of the second. As Ross still on the mound, that's ball one. Talbot batting for the Blue Demons. She was the only batter not to have a plate appearance in the first inning. Talbot will line that one foul to the third base side, right by the third base coach. The Blue Demons in that bottom of the first went 5 for 8, batting .625. They also had 2 extra base hits. That one fouled away. I count 1-2 now. Ross on the day so far, 18 pitches thrown, 5 hits, 4 runs, but only 2 earned, and 1 strikeout. And that's low and away for ball 2. Count evens at 2. Talbot, 400 batting average, 500 on base percentage. She's only had 5 at-bats this season, but 2 hits to go along with that. And she swings and misses for strike 3. Ross starts the second inning like she did the first inning, and that's a strikeout.
Next up for shortstop, number 11, Miranda Gutierrez.
So Miranda Gutierrez now for her second plate appearance. She struck out in the first inning. Was able to chop that one. That one is foul. Right down the line, but had more to the foul side of the line, and a nice heads-up play, though, by Standish at third to play that ball out just in case if it was fair. Ross misses his zone on that one for ball 1. That one outside for ball 2. So Tara is able to work count now in her favor, 2-1. Batting .303 on the year with a .428 on base percentage. 33 hits and 109 at-bats alongside 27 runs scored. The 2-1 offering. Off speed gets Gutierrez swinging and missing for strike 2. The count is even at 2. Both teams with 18 losses. DePaul with 17 wins. Illinois State with 16. As Gutierrez fouls that one off of her knee. And the count will remain at 2-2. Illinois State 7-4 in the Missouri Valley Conference, but DePaul 6-6 in the Big East, coming off a huge series sweep against the Seton Hall Pirates this past weekend. They'll continue with Big East action this weekend against the St. John Red Storm, as that one's fouled away and out of play as Gutierrez stays alive in the at-bat. There will be a doubleheader going on this weekend. Coach Attingson's mentioned how even though it's a weird schedule this week, how the midweek games are usually played on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays, today usually would be a day of practice. As that one's inside for ball 3, the count is full, and Mondays are usually their days of rest, but they did a quick little workout yesterday, just hit some BP and some fielding drills to get the team going, but expressed how she's glad that they were able to get Easter Sunday off so families can celebrate respectively. And that's outside for ball 4. What a at-bat for Gutierrez to work that one for a one-out walk. So now it's going to be Tori Meyer, who's 1 for 1. Meyer recently was named to the weekly honor roll after batting .600 across 4 games while totaling 9 hits. Meyer will pop that one up into foul Terry in right field. No play could be made. But she had a .647 on base percentage, a 3 RBIs, 4 extra base hits, and she has currently, well, I guess now I could say with her hit today, she is on an 8-game hit streak. Meyer cannot keep her foot still on the off-speed pitch. Swings and misses for strike 2. 0-2 is the count. Johnson on deck. Wohlers in the hole. Blue Demons down by 2, trying to cut the deficit to 1 and possibly tie it and lead us. That one's low. Stealing is Gutierrez, and she is safe. The throw seemed to be a little low and a little off, but Bryant tried to do her best at shortstop to try to somewhat make a play out of nothing, and was not able to handle it in the glove. So Gutierrez now at second with 1 out. Meyer bats .318 with runners in scoring position. She chops that one to third base. Standish with it, takes a look at second, but a flame throwing out number 2 to first base and keeps Gutierrez at check at second base. Also, good job by Gutierrez not to go right away. I feel like we see a lot of times, even professional sports, baseball and softball, a lot of runners tend to run when the ball's hit on that side, and it forces them to, be tagged out. So Brooke Johnson now looks at a first pitch ball. Johnson had herself a double over the right fielder Calabrese's head, as Johnson takes a look at that one. 4-2. Was able to hit that one in the right center gap. Johnson takes a look at ball 3. So quickly 3-0. I think you can kind of see Ross not really wanting to give much to work with for Johnson, as first base is open. So the 3-0. Johnson takes a look at it. That's going to be called a strike. 3-1 in the count. 2 outs. Gutierrez at second. Johnson chops that one. The second baseman making a move on it. The throw in time for out number 3. Olsen able to field that one and make a quick flip to first, and that's going to be the end of the second inning. So both teams go scoreless as we head to the top of the third. Redbirds still lead 6-4. You're watching DePaul softball on Flow Sports. Score remains 6-4 here in the top of the third. And still pitching for the Blue Demons will be Aaron Hocker. Hocker had a little bit of trouble when she came in the game in the middle of the first inning, but found her groove in that second. Let's see if she can continue that momentum, as that was hit high in the left field, and Frazier will be able to make the catch for out number 1. Wilkerson just missed that one for out number 1. So now it'll be Calabrese, 1 for 1 on today. Calabrese had an RBI single. pitch. Outside for ball one. And Calabrese takes that one in the zone for strike one. So it's been 6 straight outs for the Blue Demons as there's a bunt by Calabrese. And that one's foul as that ball was still in the batter's box as she bunted it. So 1-2 is the count. Pitch. Just misses for ball two. Redbirds with 6 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. The Blue Demons, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. And Calabrese lines that one to left field. That's got a chance, and it is out of here. Michelle Calabrese takes it deep to left center. And the Redbirds add 1 to their total. It is now 7-4. You can see Calabrese drives it to left center. Frazier, all she could do is watch that one over the wall. Couldn't make a play on it. And the Redbirds extend their lead to 3. And the first home run of the game goes to Michelle Calabrese. As there's a first pitch strike from Hocker to Gardner. And outside for ball two, or ball one, I should say. Hocker takes a long pause. The pitch, that's fouled away off the Blue Demons dugout for strike two. There has been some activity in the Redbirds bullpen. Not too sure about the Blue Demons. Don't have the greatest view on that one, but did see 2 pitchers warming up a couple minutes ago for the Redbirds. As Gardner takes a look at that one outside for ball two. So 1 out, count even at 2. The pitch, high for ball 3. Hocker, after a strong second inning, had a quick out here in the first, but a home run has definitely shifted some momentum as there's a walk to Gardner, and now there's a runner on first with 1 out. And the lineup card will flip as the leadoff hitter, Delaney Bryant, a chance here. 0 for 1 on today. She has drawn a walk, and she struck out all in the first inning as Bryant takes one for ball 1. And it looks like we'll get a mound visit right now. Doesn't appear that's going to be the end of the day for Hocker. Just a mound visit, talk things over. Can imagine that maybe telling Hockner to let's try to throw her best pitches here, as this is the top of the order for the Redbirds, which has been dangerous. As that meeting adjourns and the fielders go back to their respective positions. So 1-0 is the count on Bryant, the shortstop. Pitch, and Bryant takes that one for a strike. So even the count is 1-1, 1 out here. 1 run scored in this third inning. And Bryant will tag that one to right field, and the catch is made by Meyer for out number 2.
The left fielder, number 8, Kaylee Chevelle.
So something you like to see after that mound visit. Quick out number 2 for the Blue Demons, and now it's going to be Chevelle. A chance here with 2 outs. And a steal. Bryant on the move. She is safe. A bang-bang play right there to shortstop. Gutierrez not able to make the tag in time. And Bryant's legs pay off. But that is a strike. And the count is 0-1. And that one barely misses the zone for ball 1. Chevelle 1 for 1 on the, I should say, doesn't have an at-bat. Only 2 plate appearances, and both of those were walks. Because that's away for ball 2. And Hawker able to place that one in the zone to count even at 2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. 1 run has only been scored by Calabrese's home run. Chance to keep the damage minimal. Here's the pitch. It's going to be grounded to first base, but foul. And Chevelle will stay alive. The pitch. That's low and outside the zone for ball 3. So the count is full with 2 outs. You have Olsen on deck, Standish in the hole. The pitch. That's going to be chopped up the middle. Cosgrove with the play, not the throw in time. But there's going to be a play at the plate, and she is out. Heads up awareness by the defense, and a nice tag by the catcher, Anna Wohlers, to stop the runner from going home. As you can see right here, Cosgrove tried to make the play at first, but you can see Johnson with the throw home. Wohlers with the tag, and it's a bang-bang play for out number 3. So we'll head to the bottom of 3rd, but not before a home run by the Redbirds as the Blue Demons trail 7-4. You're watching DePaul Softball on Flow Sports.
7-4 in favor of Illinois. For more information, leading off the bottom of the 3rd for the DePaul Blue Demons, the catcher, number
7-4, the Blue Demons trail. It'll be Anna Wohlers to lead things off here for the Blue Demons. Wohlers with 2 RBI double in her first at-bat in the 1st inning. Ross remains on the mound for the Redbirds. The pitch. And Wohlers will take a look at that one for ball 2. So 7-4, the Redbirds lead. We've seen it 6-0, 6-4. Now we're at 7-4. And Wohlers chops that one foul. Got inside the hands of her for strike 1.
been doing it like a little bit, more for outfield stuff, but whatever like works for her, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, wait until she looks there now. The DePaul pitcher doesn't have anything on her wrist, so you have to be like
Pitch. And Woolers will take that one for ball 3. It was announced on April 4th that Anna Wohlers earned Big East Player and Freshman of the Week honors. That was when, I should say, that was about 2 weeks ago. As Wohlers takes ball 4, it's a leadoff walk for the catcher.
Oh, and if someone makes like a big play.
Center fielder, number 18, Nicole Sullivan.
So now it's going to be Nicole Sullivan. Sullivan in her first at-bat had an RBI single up the middle. And that was the last run scored by the Blue Demons. So Sullivan will take a look at that one for a called strike. A large secondary lead that was by Wohlers at first. Pitch. That's inside for ball 1. Wohlers is 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts. She has scored 18 runs on the year in total. And a swing and a miss for strike 2. Even though 4 runs have been scored, Ross has done a great job of keeping the Blue Demons hitters guessing if it's going to be a fastball or one of her off-speed pitches. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be chopped to the pitcher, Ross. Ross can't go to second. She'll go to first in time for out number 1.
Next up, the second baseman, number 55, Bailey Ostrow.
So good base running by Wohlers to get the second in time before the force out. And now a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Cosgrove. Cosgrove had an RBI ground out in that first inning. That's inside for ball 1. Cosgrove takes a hefty swing and a miss. And that's strike 1. And Cosgrove's last game, she hit a home run against Seton Hall. A 1-1. Cosgrove lines at the left field, but it's foul. A smack right off the bat, but just couldn't have that one fair. So count now 1-2. Elvers on deck. And Cosgrove stays alive with that foul tip. It's a 2-strike pitch. Cosgrove fouls it off once again and stays alive. It's gotten a little chillier here in Chicago, Illinois. Very beautiful day around the 1 o'clock time, about 60, 62 degrees, it said. As Cosgrove past the third baseman for a base hit. Wohlers will stop at third, but Cosgrove with her first hit of the game, and runner staying down the corners with 1 out.
Baseman number 3, Carly Albert.
And now it's going to be Carly Elvers. Elvers had a single. And she lines that up to Ross at pitcher, and the quick throw to first in time. Cosgrove able to advance to second base, so now with 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position for Grace Frazier, who's 0 for 1. The first baseman, Knight, her foot almost didn't stay on the bag as Ross threw a bullet right to her. So Frazier takes a look at ball 1. Frazier only batting 125 with runners in scoring position, but a chance here to change that narrative and cut the deficit. The pitch. And Frazier stays back and takes a look at ball 2. Two and 0 is the count for Ross, who has thrown 56 pitches so far. Frazier foul on the third base side. The third base coach had to do a little olé. They get out of the way of that softball. Ross has only given up 6 hits, 2 earned runs for a total, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. She's faced 16 batters. And here's the 2-1. Frazier chops that one to third, and Standish able to field that one and make the throw in time. For out number 3, so the Blue Demons strand 2 runners in scoring position. As we head to the top of the 4th, the Redbirds still lead 7-4. You're watching DePaul Softball on Flow Sports. So Emmy Olson leads things off for the Redbirds here in the top of the 4th. There was a lot of offense in that first inning, but ever since then, only one run scored in the last 2 innings. As Hocker able to hit the zone with that one for strike 1. The pitch, and Olson takes a look at strike 2. The 2-strike pitch. That's going to be ground to first, backhanded by Johnson, but the ball trickles out of her glove. And Olson will reach base safely. Seemed like Johnson thought that the ball was in her glove, but once she turned, she realized that the ball trickled out and just had no play available at first. Pitch outside for ball 1, a big secondary lead by Olson at first. Standish, who has an RBI walk and has grounded out in both of her plate appearances here today. The pitch. That one's lined in the left field. It's got a chance. It is gone. Jaden Standish leaves the yard with a 2-run home run. And the Redbirds extend their lead 9-4.
The first baseman, number 44, Abby Knight.
The second home run by the Redbirds here today. Calabrese and now Standish. This time it was 2 runs. As Knight steps in, Hocker still on the mound. That's in there for a ball. Barely misses the zone. As Hocker in 3 innings has given up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and has thrown 72 pitches. She came in for Jules Gomez in the early going of that first inning. Count now 2-0. Pitch, and that's low and away for ball 3. The 3-0 offering. Ball 4. Hocker misses with that one. Knight will stand at first. Her first walk of the game. It's going to be Mashing now at the plate. The left-hander showing bunt, pulls it back, and takes a first pitch called strike. Mashing with an RBI single in the first inning. And Knight at first has 2 stolen bases on the year so far. As Mashing will take a look at that one for ball 1. And that's outside for ball 2. That's the line right to the shortstop. Quick play to throw to first, not in time. But the shortstop, Gutierrez, able to make the line drive catch. So you can see quick awareness by the shortstop and a nice try to try and double up the runners at first base, but Knight was very close to the bag where you were not able to make any type of play. And wow, what an off-speed pitch. Gets Bella Wilkerson swinging and missing for that first pitch strike. Line to the shortstop, Gutierrez, not able to keep that one in front of her. Knight thought about it. She rounded second, and she will stay at second. But Wilkerson now stands at first. A line drive single. Gutierrez has had 2 straight balls hit right to her where she's had to make a quick instinct. So it'll be Calabrese, and her last at-bat, she took one over the left field wall, and she will pop that one up. The second baseman, Cosgrove, calls everybody off and makes the grab for out number 2.
Center fielder, number 18, Riley Gardner.
So now it will be Gardner at the plate with 2 outs and 2 runners on. The Redbirds have already scored 2 runs this inning thanks to a Jaden Standish 2-run shot. So Gardner now will take a look at that one, and that's ball 1. Gardner is 0 for 1 on today, but on the season she's batting .393 with runners in scoring position. Pitch. A lone away for ball 2. Knight takes a big secondary lead at second. Gardner with no home runs, but 8 RBIs. And we'll take a look at that one for strike 1. Pitch. That one's going to be poked in the center, and it's going to be caught by the center fielder Sullivan for out number 3. but not before that 2-run shot by Standish. As things stand, the Redbirds lead 9-4, and we'll be right back for DePaul's offense.
Welcome to Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. as DePaul makes the trip to take on the Georgetown Hoyas in a Big East affair.
My nail tech knows how to keep a little secret. I don't wish for my success, I speak it. I caught a buzz and you did too, but you tweaking. I look like I've been getting money, how reeking. You smell me, that's LV. Walk around with
Big fella. Big fella. You're an A. Paint. On the left hand from an A. Boy, that's a quick shot from the big tall kid. Freeman Liberty. Little floater. And in on the left baseline. An A with the follow slam.
And he's having a real good game.
Throws a nice slashing move from Freeman Liberty and Johnson.
Nice pump fake.
Genda.
hanging both of my legs out it like what's up.
Wow! Freeman Liberty. My heavens. The move inside. Wow. Freeman Liberty off the glass and in so quick. The slash for DePaul. Georgetown. Well, they had their looks at it. Well, DePaul with their fourth Big East road win. They take the victory, 68.
So now it'll be Talbot to lead things off. Ross still on the mound for the Redbirds. 3 innings of work for her so far on 60 pitches. Talbot struck out in the second inning, and she'll smack that one foul on the third base side. The corners are in on her. That was fair. Standish was going to have to make a quick play. The pitch. Talbot chops that one, half swings it. Bryant with a throw in time for out number 1.
Shortstop, number 11, Miranda Gutierrez.
So now it's going to be Gutierrez. Fouls that one back. Nine to 4, Blue Demons trail. 0-1 is a count. Gutierrez takes that one low for ball 1. I want to thank everybody for tuning into today's game here on Flow Sports and watching DePaul softball. The Blue Demons will have 3 more games this week, including a doubleheader against the Red Storm, as that's up the middle. What a quick grab by Ross on the mound, and flips it in time for out number 2. That's why they have gold glovers for pitchers. A play like that. Able to possibly save a single up the middle. It's going to be Myers now, currently on an 8-game hit streak. Was able to extend that in the first inning with her single. And she misses the off-speed pitch for strike 1. It's been a slow offensive spurt for the Blue Demons ever since that 4-run first inning, 2 straight scoreless innings. And another off-speed pitch missed by Myers for strike 2. 0-2 is to count for 2 outs, I should say. Ross dealing on the mound so far. She looks at her pitch card. Here comes this pitch. Low for ball 1. Always the interesting aspect of softball pitching. They have the guard on their wrist, just like quarterbacks do in football. Lets them know what type of pitch to throw, kind of signals they're getting from their catcher. The 1-2. That's chopped and fouled, and Myers stays alive. Before you know it, college sports, baseball and softball might be using what the MLB is using right now with their communication between the pitcher and catcher, a brand new system that was installed this year. As here's the two-strike offering, a good eye by Meyer to count even at 2. Pitch. Meyer's able to hit that to center fielder, but right there is Gardner for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Ross on the mound. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Redbirds lead 9-4. You're watching DePaul softball on Flow Sports.
Through the official DePaul athletic staff, you'll get 10 reward points and you'll get 1 step closer. The Hawks are
New pitcher on the mound for the Blue Demons. It's going to be the Big East pitcher of the week, Sarah Lehman, coming in relief for Hocker. Lehman on the year so far for the DePaul Blue Demons. She has thrown 87 2/3 of an inning with a 3.59 ERA. She's 8-5. She has kind of made starts and come out of relief. She was on fire this past week as, like I said, the pitcher of the week. She had, in 15 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts, as there's a first pitch called strike. She was 2-0 with 1 save. Opponents were batting 145 and a 0 ERA. So Bryant, the batter, takes a look at strike 2, talking to Coach Audig Zins yesterday. She said there's a lot of potential for Lehman to start due to the fact how hot she's been. And she's known that she can pitch like this. It was expected of her when she came here to DePaul. But Audig Zins has stressed that she would love to keep the rotation as it is. But Lehman right now, as we're here in the 5th inning, a chance to keep the Redbirds offense quiet, an opportunity for the DePaul offense to come back in this game. So 0-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. And Lehman's pitch is high and away for ball 1. The pitch. Outside again for ball 2. So after 2 strikes, 2 straight balls. And that one's fouled away. Bryant stays alive in the 2-2 count. Bryant 0 for 0 on the day so far. She drew a walk in the first inning and later scored. She also struck out in the first inning. She flew out in the 3rd. Pitch. That one's going to be floated in the center for a base hit. Got inside the hands of Bryant, but she's able to muscle that one through in front of the center fielder Sullivan for a leadoff single. So now Chevelle, who is 1 for 1 on the day. She walked and scored in the first. She also drew another walk in the first inning, and she had a single in the 3rd as she takes a first pitch strike from Lehman. pitch. That one catches the outside part of the zone for strike two. Some groans from the Redbirds crowd. Didn't necessarily agree with that one, but nevertheless, 0-2 is the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. High cheese, high heat from Sarah Lehman for out number one. And if I am correct, that is the first strikeout by DePaul pitchers today. No, Hocker actually recorded one as well. But the first strikeout for Lehman as she throws a first pitch ball to Olsen. Olsen 1 for 2 on the day. She walked and scored in the first. Flew out as well in the first, and she singled and scored in the fourth. As that one catches his own for strike one. Olsen was able to score on that home run from Jaden Standish, who stands on deck. The pitch. Outside for ball two. Here's the pitch, 2-1. That's going to go right back to Lehman at second. She goes to second. The first in time for the double play. A big-time way to get out of that fifth inning. Lehman throws a scoreless fifth as we head to the bottom of the fifth. The Blue Demons still have work to do. Stay tuned.
First baseman, 82,
Ross remains on the mound for the Redbirds, but the hottest hitter for the Blue Demons, Johnson, will lead things off in the fifth as the Blue Demons trail 9-4. Brooke Johnson, a junior out of Chino Hills, California. Pitch. Takes a look at ball one. A lot of notable names out of Chino Hills, especially in the Chicago area. Lonzo Ball, if you're familiar with the Chicago Bulls, from the Chino Hills area with the Chino Hills High School. So some Chicago connection right there. Unfortunately, Lonzo out for the season as the Bulls get ready for the playoffs as Johnson fouls that one back for the first strike. But Brooke Johnson has done a great job of making a name for herself with the numbers she has been putting up this year. Currently bats .358 on base percentage of .489. She's batting .400 as a leadoff hitter. She leads the team in home runs and RBIs as she takes a look at ball two. Has drawn 23 walks and only has struck out 20 times. And she's 1 for 2 with an RBI double today. Actually, just a double. So here is the offering. And Johnson misses that one, and the count evens at 2 with nobody out. Ross still out there, has thrown 3 straight scoreless innings. She has 71 pitches so far. The 2-strike pitch. Inside for ball 3. count turns full. Wohlers on deck, Sullivan in the hole. Blue Demons are far from out of it. A lot of softball still left to be played. As Ross looks at her pitch sheet, the pitch. Johnson lines that up the middle for a base hit. That's a screamer right off the bat. And Johnson records her second hit of the day. Thankfully, Ross was able to kind of slide shuffle out of the way to avoid getting hit. And now it's going to be Anna Wohlers. Wohlers had two RBI double and drew a walk in her last plate appearance in the third inning. And Wohlers, she did go, and that's strike one. Tried to check that one up, but just couldn't hold it back. Pitch. Wohlers stays back on that off-speed pitch for ball one. Johnson stands at first. The pitch. Wohlers, that one fouled off the shin ankle area. Wohlers seems to be okay, just one of those instant feelings where it really hurts, and now you're kind of just walking it off. So count at 1-2. 77 pitches now for Ross. The pitch. Wohlers fouls that one off once again and stays alive. Wohlers batting .364 with runners on, including today where she had a double. Johnson has 2 stolen bases on the year so far at first, and she is 2 for 2. And Wohlers able to keep that one. That's off the catcher, and Johnson's easily going to get the second base. So now a runner moves in the scoring position with nobody out, and Wohlers is able to stay alive.
They called me in the last minute for work, so once I'm done here, I got
The pitch. Wohlers called strike 3. Hannah Ross with the off-speed knee buckling pitch for out number 1. So now it's going to be Nicole Sullivan with Johnson at second. Sullivan had an RBI single in the first and grounded out in the third. Sullivan fouls that one off on the first pitch. The Blue Demons are 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position compared to the Redbirds, where they're 4 for 9. Both teams with 2 extra base hits, but the biggest differential is the Redbirds have drawn 8 walks, and the Blue Demons have only drawn 2. Okay, so here's the pitch. Chopped and foul, and the count quickly turns 0-2. So here we go, 0-2. That's going to be grounded to third. Standish with it in time for the out at first and the second out of the inning as Johnson will advance to third base. So now it's going to be Bailey Cosgrove, a chance here to cut into the deficit. It's been 3 straight scoreless innings from the Blue Demon offense. Cosgrove had an RBI ground out in the first, and it recorded her first hit of the game, which was a single in the third inning. And Cosgrove fouls off that first pitch back. Cosgrove bats .207 with runners on, .263 with runners in scoring position, but only batting .067 with 2 outs. The pitch. low. Good stop by the catcher Wilkerson to keep that one in front of her for ball one. The 1-1 offering. Cosgrove holds it back. They're going to check, I believe, and she did not go. So ball two, count 2-1 on Cosgrove, the freshman who has recorded 4 home runs and 14 RBIs on the year so far. 4 of her 9 total hits this year have been home runs. Cosgrove swings low and misses low, and I count even at 2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch. Cosgrove misses, and Ross with the heat right past her for out number 3. So the Blue Demons strand a runner at third, and the Redbirds still lead.